people have been coming to New York since the beginning of New York. This is the place that you come to be yourself and be authentically da 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 da. But what's happening is people are coming to New York and expecting New York to change for them. That is different. Come through, add to the vibe, add to the experience. Don't take away. And I think that people don't get that part. That's the caveat. Because gentrifiers and people coming to New York, people always come. My family came to New York from the South, right? And one generation or another, but it's just about changing the fabric of a place. Now it's not that. It used to be if you went over by church, then it was, and if you went over on this side of the park, like the park was kind of like segregated. It's not like that anymore.
So at least you knew in certain spots, in certain parts, like, okay, if I go to Fort Greene Park, I know that it's going to be a lot more culturally inclusive. Now, if I'm going to somewhere like Herbert Von King Park that I've been going since I was little, something I can walk to, something that, honestly, it was a packed park of Black people that were from the
projects.
Groups of men used to be working out early in the morning on jungle gym. You don't see that anymore.
No, they stay there.
They're probably still there in the morning, but it's not like
it was.
It's not like how it was.